Rangers of the Grid is back again on that Sweet 16. And no, I didn't get Alexis that
It-
spoiled and I'm mad about it. And no, I didn't get some new vehicle and I'm upset. And I say, no, you take it back and bring it on my actual birthday.
and no, we're not like, oh my God, Megan, you want to fight Megan? Want to fight Megan? I hated that one. Probably wanted to punch in the face.
And Paul Wall isn't showing up to my birthday, sadly.
Dang.
Although
He's
I feel
blowing
like
up again,
today,
though, dude.
today we were sitting sideways.
Dude, Paul Wall's blowing up again. Like slightly. Like people that really follow like hip hop and stuff, he's like popping up again, like becoming kind of popular again.
Dude, my
I'm all for
favorite anything of his is still like it's not even on like Spotify. It might be. I wonder if it's on Apple Music. I don't have Apple Music
it.
or
Oh,
like
I do. I'll
Google.
check for you.
All right, check. It's by DJ. DJ Khaled gets the credit. But
Yeah.
remember his first track, "Holla at Me," "Holla at Me,"
Yeah.
baby. Dude, Paul Wall on that hook of the chorus. Holla at me, what it do, what it is. You ain't never seen a player like this. Holla at me, baby. I'm a
Oh,
pimp. I
Holla,
show.
was Soldier Slim? No, wait, never mind. No. So
I've only
I don't
seen it
know.
on
I
YouTube.
don't even think it's on Apple Music.
Yes, holla at me, baby.
Dang. No, but no, he ain't on there, but
Dude, yeah, DJ Khaled over here, 2006.
ooh.
Bro, I used to be all about that song. Holla at me, what it do, what it is. You ain't never seen a player like this. They had Lil Wayne, Paul Wall, Fat Joe, Rick Ross, and Pitbull.
Oh, of course they did.
The mid 2000s hitters.
Right? Of course they did.
Yeah, I'm all about Paul Wall. But real quick, Marcus, like 15th anniversary episode we covered.
Yes.
Looking back, even like a little over a week now. This episode's gonna drop. We might even have to change our drop days. We might do Thursdays from now on. We haven't really talked about that, but that might be the easiest going forward for us. Just like drop the episode
Yeah.
because we're both back working full time again.
Back out
Marcus
on
is
the
going
grind.
back to school again here soon, so he's gonna be doing both. And today was the first day, and we are just grinding all
Cause I'm
day.
out here grinding.
That's a great song too. Um, but looking back, like it's a little over a week.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could see you giving that 15th anniversary an F.
Now, why do you say that? Did you like rewatch again, or did you watch any more of
Yeah, I
Operation?
rewatched it again, and to be honest, it wasn't an like event.
Yes, they didn't they didn't hype it up. It wasn't like you know, because I think the thing that helped 5 years previous with Forever Red was the fact that we had already saw the Wild Force team up with Time Force, so we already knew that there was an established team. So then once that came, it was like, oh hey, it's these guys again. And then I mean they started off hot with Andros in them, so that was cool. And then also 10 years later, when they hit the 25-year anniversary that happened in Ninja Steel, Dimensions in Danger, they set that up. It was like the setup for it was the cliffhanger of the previous episode. Like it ended, actually, I think two uh episodes prior. Like they had like these people in cloaks looking at the Rangers and like, oh yeah, that's them. We're gonna need them, whatever, blah blah blah. And you see like the hand of one, and it's the Time Force morpher. And then and then at the end of the next episode, they come through the portal, and it's like they reveal themselves of who they are, the three past Rangers, like, hey, we need your help. And then we got into the 25th anniversary special.
And man, yeah, just looking like watching it back because I skimmed through it because just busy, right?
Yeah.
Busy like last week. And I was like, okay, I get it. Like I 100% get it. That it didn't seem special.
Yeah.
Like it just seemed like, and truth be told, it seemed like we just got a bunch of people that were willing to be on.
Yeah, I'll say this. It was almost like because let's see, it was almost like a, hey, Disney, we've been doing Rangers for 5 years. Look at us. Like, almost like a celebration for them, almost in a sense, since they had, like, let's be real, four out of the five Rangers that returned were from the previous seasons before. Um,
I think if Adam wasn't on it, it would have like crapped the bed.
yeah, because
Like
I
from
will
like
say this,
anyone's point of view.
like it's cool, like it was cool. Like the ones they had were cool, especially if you're fans of those seasons. It's always great to see the past, but it's like you said, they weren't treated any special. To me, the one thing I think it did great of, it really showed the leader uh capabilities and almost what's the word I want? Uh like the leader I let's just go capabilities. The leader capabilities that Adam had, the potential leader, abilities he had in him, which I think for me that kind of always kind of
Hmm.
has put him as my number two. Because I mean you had him there and then again back with his return for the in space episode. Like he's always had that like kind of presence of like if he shows up, all right, we're cool. So to me, that's the one thing they got right.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I guess if you're trying to look at it from that point of view, but going back, I was just looking to see what why'd you give it an F? And I'm like, oh, I get it. It's not special. Truth be told, it's not special.
No,
Like it
no.
wasn't special, it was treated special. Today's episode's pretty special though.
It
And I think it's for a variety of reasons.
is.
We're covering mainly talking about Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. And man, I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't have high hopes coming in. I think that's the same thing I said with Turbo the show, right?
Now, are you
Like,
talking about this on your rewatch of it?
yeah. Well,
Okay.
I had high, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Before I rewatched it,
Okay.
okay, and I've been rewatched. I watched it a couple times. It's on Hulu. I put it
Yeah,
out there. Nakia Burris liked it.
she did.
Um, and man, like, there's parts that suck, right? Like, I'm just gonna say it right now. There's parts that are cheesy, but looking at it from, I guess, an adult, more educated lens, that fit the '90s.
Yeah.
It's such a '90s movie, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I
for its time, I don't think it's like nearly as because you gotta think they think the first one sucks too. Like most people think the first one sucks,
yeah.
even though I don't feel that way.
No,
But
I
most
don't at
people think
all.
it sucks, and then like obviously they think this is worse. I'm not gonna say it's better. No, that'd be lying. But
I
and
think they
even
do some things better.
and that'll be that's I can't wait to hear it. Like I'm not even disagreeing. I'm just saying like overall like enjoyment.
Yeah.
But I didn't dislike it. There was things that they did in there that I was just like, oh, that's cool. Like or laugh because it's such a cliche '90s like type.
Mhm.
This is how we did character shit like in the '90s.
Yeah.
This is why we had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with five turtles. Like, you know what I mean? This is why we started to try to do all these mashups.
Yeah.
This is why Steve finally got Laura.
I think the biggest thing that kind of makes it like, yeah, this was the 90s is Let It Go.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
the
Which
character design because that's so not just 90s, but that was also kind of like 80s too, like a lot of that Jim Henson fantasy, the Muppet stuff that they would create, like that you would see pop up in like movies like The Labyrinth, Never Ending Story, you know.
which by the way, like huge deals. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wonder if like people love like from the '80s like this movie
I could see it.
because I feel like it hits right up their alley.
Yeah, I could see like the Ranger movies hitting with like that like almost like the generation before, like ours, but then even like the ones previous before, like almost like your brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. But let's start it off, man. Like, so, you know, this movie hits, right? It hits back in the day. It dropped early 97, March 28th, 97. Bro, I'm 6 years old. You're 5 years old.
Holy crap.
Which, by
Yeah.
the way, makes me feel like weird because I feel like I was still playing with like my Mighty Morphin stuff, like deep, deep.
Dude,
Like
that makes me feel like I thought I was older.
I
Oh
felt like
wow.
this movie came out in like 99.
Yeah, I felt like it came out later because I clearly remember when it came out going like being at like the Dollar Tree, and they had like a massive like a poster of it, like the movie poster, and it was like wrapped in like a little cellophane wrap thing, but it had like a little push thing on there, and it would like speak and had like lines from the movie. You'd have like Tommy, shifting the turbo, and you had, I think, who else? I think a couple other people saying. I think Justin was one of them,
Yo, boy.
and then like another character, but like it would say those things, and that was it. And but it came out the same time as the movie, and I felt like I was like way older when I got that. Not like
Yeah,
way older, but not like way definitely past 5.
yeah, it's a trip. Man, looking at that, the date, and when this came out, Marcus, were you were still watching? Like you're 5, so like you
Yeah,
still
yeah,
like
yeah.
Power Rangers?
Oh yeah, I still. Oh, dude, I didn't honestly stop really watching until Ninja Storm.
Okay, so you were super into it. You were digging
Yes,
Zio, right?
yes.
I was digging Zio a ton too. Then this movie comes out and it says Turbo. All right. From what you can remember, what did you think as a kid? Like when hearing about Power Rangers Turbo?
I didn't think anything of it really. Like, oh, they're because it wasn't until I think In Space happened, and like In Space and then Lost Galaxy, when I started to pay attention to like, oh, the new team is coming. Because remember how like we mentioned before how like uh the merchandise would hit the shelves before it start, like before the new season would start, and it would honestly be while like that current season was still going. So because I remember like a kid, like, well, In Space was out, a kid for his birthday party got like a birth as a birthday present, he got the Quasar saber, and we're like, wait, what's that?
I
Like the
remember you told me
logo.
this before.
Yeah. And so it was before I realized, that's when I realized, oh, they're changing up and all that. But then by then we were used to them changing. But this was like a turbo. Oh, I didn't, it didn't really hit me until like they, you know, I guess technically got like their powers and stuff. Like, oh, okay. Because also they didn't really change, they stayed the same colors as Zeo. So for that, to me, it was just like a, oh, okay. I don't think it really like had an effect on me really until like, I guess almost the show in a sense.
Yeah. No, for real. I think so. Um, we gotta pause. I gotta use the bathroom. I feel like I'm gonna shit my pants. We can leave that in. That's hilarious. Oh dang, I'm 10 pounds lighter, dog. Sorry, y'all. Every now and then nature calls, right? Ace
Eh,
Ventura reference.
you gotta
But
go. You gotta
like,
go.
yeah, been trying this intermittent fasting the past couple days,
Mm-hmm.
and hey man, so I don't know what happened. Like I had to go out of
Hey,
nowhere.
hey, that intermittent fasting, it's as fast as turbo.
It's as fast as turbo, even when it's turtling and you can't hold on.
Dang, I was trying to get us back on track, and you still want to keep going.
It's okay, man. Every now and then we need a little Duke talk. But yeah,
Anyway,
dude. So with turbo, right? Okay, cool. It's popping off, coming in. And I remember, okay, real quick as a kid, give me what you felt as a kid leaving the theater the first time that you can remember. Because I can
I,
remember how I felt.
I love how you said the first time because I saw it multiple times. I did.
That's what you do when you
Um,
like movies.
let's see. I think the first time I was like, I thought like it was cool. I was like, like it's cool because it's Power Rangers. You get like it seemed like a longer episode, you know. So I'm like,
Okay,
oh,
so
this is
so it seemed cool, right?
yeah. It seemed cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, the Justin like bringing in Justin like annoyed me, but that was
Okay.
jealousy, pure jealousy, because I'm like, oh, he's the kid and gets to be a ranger. What? Like, because I want to be the kid
And
ranger.
and by the way, like I'm gonna put this in sections for us real quick. I already thought of
Okay.
this a little bit. All right, so you thought it was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was
Not the
cool.
biggest person to Justin right away. You were a little jealousy.
I didn't. Yeah, there was some stuff like I guess like I thought it was cool. Honestly, just off the bat, I just thought it was cool. And then yeah, I wasn't a
So
big Justin fan. Little
okay.
haterade
So
jelly.
when I saw it and I left, I liked it because it was Power Rangers, but
Mm-hmm.
I remember feeling indifferent
Yeah.
about the whole thing. And I don't, and as a kid, like I'm 6 years old, bro. I can't articulate why I don't think, I just remember thinking, this is a little weird. All
Yeah,
right. I mean,
it did seem off a little bit.
yeah,
Something did
it was
kind
a
of
little
seem.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Um, okay, a little weird. As you got older, all right, as you got older, up until you had to rewatch it recently,
Okay.
give me like a quick brief feeling on what you thought of the movie, like for you go all this time, like when you would think of this Turbo Power Rangers movie, like what would go in your head
Um, Looking back now at it, and like when we just
before you had
rewatched,
to rewatch it?
but before the rewatch, I'll say this: the thing that always bugged me, and then like I brought this up to you again on the rewatch, and it made me even more mad. Why didn't they just heal Rocky themselves? I'm not gonna like, I'm still not over that, and not just because Steve Cardenas did an interview with us, and we're loyal to him now like crazy. Like I said, hey, that's our Red Ring.
That's my
But
Red
no,
Ranger. Hey, until the next one comes on.
and then
That's,
and Austin St. John hops on and like, yeah, forever Red Ranger. But no,
man,
anyway,
you know you was always been the Red Ranger, right?
yeah, you know you my Red Ranger dog. No, but
And
anyway,
then TJ comes on.
you the goat. That's why he's the goat. No, but on the real, I've always, even as a kid, I thought that was weird. Like why they didn't heal him.
Then
Like,
SPD Jack comes on.
dude, stop. Let me talk about Turbo. Uh, no, but yeah, I always thought it was weird. Like, how come they couldn't heal Rocky? Like, they have all this stuff, all this technology. I'm sure they could have healed him. And then, like, even then, like, that little Muppet dude healed Catherine of her leg. Why can't he heal Rocky of his back?
Yeah, Larigo did that.
Like, why can't you do that? You just did it for one. You can't heal another person. So to me, that was always weird. Uh, and then honestly, a lot of it just seemed kind of random. Like, we go from okay, I guess Zeo is just out the picture. I'm like, so Zeo powers are just done?
That would okay, real quick. Like I always thought I wasn't the most fond of the movie. You
Yeah.
know, thinking back, it wasn't the most fond. And I don't know, I thought it was weird, right? Like a lot of it was weird, bro. Like we said it, like it was all like a lot of it was indifferent.
Yes.
And I think you made a great point. A lot of it was just random. Like a lot of it was thrown together. Like think
And
about it. At the end of this movie, right? You have 8 Power Rangers in the movie.
yeah.
Okay. Like, you gonna tell me Kimberly and Jason have no powers? Nothing?
Well, I would at least see Jason not because remember last time we saw as him, he had lost the Gold Ranger powers, and that's how Zeo ended with him losing the Gold Ranger power, and he was walking off with that one girl that was working at the juice bar on the beach.
And hey, great point. So, like, what
But
he leaves that girl and gets with Kimberly,
oh,
which is I think what an underlying storyline they didn't use. They were supposed to use possibly.
it well. from what I've read about it, like in later stuff and looking into things. So when they were doing this movie and everything, of course, it was going the same time as Zio. And as we know, David Yost, Billy was still part of Zio, part of the show, and he was supposed to be part of that group too. It was originally supposed to be Billy, Kimberly, and Jason, the three of them together.
Hmm.
But then David Yost left the show and then also was like, I ain't doing this movie either. So then it just came down to Kimberly and Jason. But so I think because it was just the two of them, I think that kind of added to the whole thing of like maybe Jason and Kim got together. Maybe they are a thing like going into like the future and stuff. Um, you know, I know that that's always kind of been like a thing people have thought, but I always thought it was interesting too. I never thought of it like that. I just thought it was interesting because I thought it was like almost like Tommy's two closest people, you know.
Hmm.
It was like Jason and Kimberly. So I thought it was kind of interesting how they were the ones coming back. I thought it was more because those are Tommy's homies, and that's like, you know, it's real. He's a star.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought some of that stuff was interesting. I was really digging Zio as
Yeah.
well. Like I've told you before, like I like Zio. So knowing that they were already in my mind already diverting from it
Mm-hmm.
to do this, and then that scene never really sat well with me for when Cat uses the Zeo Ranger more for power to basically save her body from the impact of diving, going in the waterfall or whatever. And then
Yeah.
what? Like Zeonizers are not water resistant.
Well, I remember in that book there was a like there was I guess another scene that was like cut. I don't know if they like filmed it and cut it or if it was just part of the original draft. But Adam and Tanya were supposed to go off on this whole like other adventure thing and like involving a mermaid and all, like I said, the randomness of this all, right? Like there's a mermaid involved and something about like them being in the water negated the Zeo powers, but it really, and this goes into the whole like thing about like the movie Signs of like, so you're telling me that the strongest power, right? The Zeo powers, because they were supposed to be stronger than before. These are like it. The power of Zeo is everything. It can't handle water. And if it's weakened by water, why in the world are you going to bring this power to a planet that is 75% water? Doesn't make sense. Like the aliens in science. Like, if you're weak against water, why are you going to come to a planet that's 75% water? It doesn't make sense. And it seemed like a real kind of cop out. Like, just explain, like, hey, we tried this and it's not powerful enough. So now we got to go to cars,
Well, didn't
I
he make
guess.
a comment that the Zeo Zords like won't be powerful enough for Malagor?
Yeah, but it just seems such like a, I don't know. If it's
But
like
weren't
if
they
the
also like
Zeozords,
the crystals? I think though, Marcus, are like we've said this before. I think me and you talking, they were almost like unstable.
that's a theory I've heard people talk about.
Like the power. Also, like, what if there's only limits to the power? What was the excuse I remember they used back in the day? Why is Billy couldn't be a Gold Ranger? Negative proton energy.
Yeah, from the blast of when the power chamber exploded,
How come no one else got that?
right?
Well, actually, we don't know if they got that. Gold
No, they
Ranger
could have
power
had
is
it.
different.
Yeah. Because technically, I mean, I know this is like the Sentai version, so it doesn't translate. It didn't translate over into like Power Rangers, but that Gold Ranger, the King Ranger, he's the leader of the Zeo team. Like they all work for him. Like Gold Ranger was cool, like of course, because it's like the first like a major Six Ranger thing. But like
Mm.
when you look back at it, homie was like a quick flash. He was like there, did some cool stuff, and then gone. Um, but like he's a bigger deal in the Sentai series. And so, like that possibly could have been a thing that didn't get translated over. And it's like, hey, we ain't got that much money, so we just got to go with it. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah, and it's just interesting because like sometimes I'm like, dude, the Machine Empire is stronger than Diva Talks. Like,
Oh, 100%, dude. Don't get me wrong. As a little kid, I was like, I saw DV Talks, and if I'm only like 5, I was still like, okay. I was like, okay, I like
yeah,
that. But you're right though. She's lame, bro,
she's a pirate.
and a sucky one too. Like she sucked. Like don't get me wrong, she's freaking gorgeous. Like she was freaking gorgeous. But like I'm looking, but like even in the show, like she was failing, and her mom was like, it was telling her like, hey, you keep messing up, like you need to do this, get rid of Tommy. Oh, I get rid of the strongest one and they're all fall. What? Yeah, she's
Yeah,
kind of a
we talked about that episode.
yeah.
Like, man, the movie though itself, Larago, man, I don't know. I thought like even looking now, right? Let's talk about the now. The now. It's 90s cheesiness, man.
Yeah.
It's such 90s cheesiness. Um, and this is coming from a guy who likes Star Wars with Yoda. Like, I used to just kind of laugh because he just like he was almost like using his own force.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
it was just weird, bro. Like, I will say, I think I've told you this in the beginning. I love that they go back to the roots a little bit with the karate competition,
Oh yeah, dude.
right? I was like, okay, cool. Like this is starting to get back to the roots, which is smart, right?
100%.
Very smart. Um, Justin, let's talk about that. That's a very, I think, again, 90s thing to do. Um, I've looked up before. They had declining ratings. We're
Yeah.
starting to decline with Zio, right?
Yeah, Zio, there was a decline in Zio.
Okay. Um, there was a decline. They want to do something different. I don't blame them in trying something where like we're gonna bring the kid in,
Yeah.
like because this might like pump up for them, right?
Well, but then also too, and like I said, going back to the Sentai series and Super Sentai, Rangers are as kids is a like common thing. The White Ranger that we know as Tommy's White Ranger in um Super Sentai series, he's a kid. That's why I remember when he came in and had like White Tiger Zord, he's like jumping up and down, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's because that's a little kid doing that, a little kid excited about that. The Gold Ranger, King Ranger in Zeo, he's a little kid. They even have a whole team that it hasn't been adapted in America yet, but like they're based on like trains and stuff. That's like their theme. That whole team are like kids. So like the whole kid thing in the Sentai series, it's the norm. It's just weird how it's like they give us like a kid, and that didn't work over.
Yeah. Man, it's a trip, huh? When you think about it. Like I'll be honest, I didn't hate on it, bro.
Yeah,
Like right away. Like I really didn't. I didn't think it was terrible. Um, I was a little like, sad that Rocky was gone
right.
because I liked him as a character. He's great.
Yeah,
I personally, but Justin, it was always a little awkward that like, hey, like, why are you teenagers like who some of you look like you're over 18? Why are you hanging out with this little kid?
yeah. And I think for me, besides like at first being jealous, because like, dang, he got to be a kid. He's the kid that got to be a Power Ranger. Lucky. But looking back now, it's more like to me, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't like oh, of course he can. Like, it's just too easy. Like, oh, he knows martial arts. Why? Oh, my dad owned a dojo. Oh, okay. Like, and it's weird to me, like, they didn't take that opportunity to, like, hey, he may not be the best fighter, but he's training. Like, because they've done that before with Rangers. Like, they have to work at this or they have to work at that. Shoot, remember
Mm.
the episode back in Mighty Morphin? Tommy's trying to be on the football team and homie sucks. But he
Mm-hmm.
had to get trained and get better at that, and he did. He made the team. So, and even Billy,
Where did it
Billy
go from
was,
there?
huh?
And where did it go from there?
Well, I was just saying, like with Billy, Billy couldn't like wasn't great at martial arts, but he always trained. So I think they could have done that with him instead of making it seem like, oh, it's so easy. Plus, it's like, let's be real. You talk about the cheesiness. Rangers is always cheesy with the whole like, hey guys, you got to work hard. You know, show this kid working hard at that. Um,
But don't you
and then
think
it always,
they were going for the aspect of look at this kid kicking butt?
yes,
I think 100% that's the aspect they were going for. And
yes,
that's funny though, like that you personally took it as, oh, why is it coming so easy to him?
yeah.
When I'm just going to make an assumption that things weren't coming easy to you.
No, well, no, I just think that it's like there's stuff that like yeah, we're all good at, but I'm saying looking back now, like when I'm watching it now, like off that's my thing now. I was like, why was it? It
You're
was just
mad because there was no struggle.
yeah, and I mean, it just seemed. I think I just feel like that was like a missed opportunity. Like
Maybe I don't
everything,
know if they. I don't know if people want to see a kid struggling.
it's not. It's not struggle. It's him training to do better, to be better. It's
What
like,
if he
dude,
was training? They just didn't show it.
okay, but then, dude, you telling me like all the time you give these characters like a little one-off episode about something, and you can't get like, man, I'm struggling on this. I'm struggling with my math test episode. Oh, I'm struggling with this like choir thing episode. Like
Mm-hmm.
they do all this
But what
struggle
if
stuff
he?
all the
But
time.
what if he was good? Like that was the intention. Is that he was supposed to be good at fighting already?
Well, he's just a freaking perfect kid. And I think that's the thing that was annoying too, because he's so like freaking smart. He's already at like the high school level with them. So this kid's super smart. He can fight. All you
Doesn't
know.
it make sense then he would be a Power Ranger?
I guess. I
Like when you
guess.
start saying it like that, dog, you're putting all the reasons why like he fits in like to be able to do this with these other teenagers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, maybe it's just this just opened up a whole therapy session. Maybe there's some
I,
repressed
I
feelings.
mean, honestly, this is what I thought the entire time. Cause I'm like, bro, I'm at the time a year older than you. I one care less. Honestly, I thought I'd whoop his butt. I'm not trying not to cuss on here. I thought I'd have whooped him at the time.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not even tripping on that. Like, that's funny that that's what you were mad at. Like at the time, I don't know if maybe it's out now since you just released it to everybody. But that is funny that that's. I bet you. I wonder. You know what? There's probably plenty of people that think the same thing though. Like, I
Probably.
feel like he got a ton of hate, right?
Yeah.
Like he gets a ton of hate. I don't know why. Like at the end of the day, man, don't any of us wish that would have been us?
Oh yeah, we all wish it was us, but it's also like the introduction of Justin is always sort of this sort like character trope because as we knew like with Turbo, they though like the Rangers were aging out, like they graduated high school.
Mhm.
So now it's like they did it is the whole like cousin Oliver effect with the Brady Bunch. All the kids start getting bigger, and it's like, oh, they're not like little kids anymore. We can't do all this cutesy stuff. Oh, let's bring in cousin Oliver. And when they brought him in, they were like, this kid's super annoying.
Do you
And
think
then the
that
show came.
do you think that people got kind of like almost I'm not gonna say jealous, that's a terrible word to use, but like they were upset that he Justin kind of leapfrogged everybody but Tommy as a main character for what Turbo is.
Yeah, he was kind of I think it's like everyone knows Tommy's the guy, but I think once Justin came on, it was like definitely like how could you not focus on that? You know,
And honestly, I think that's what they wanted.
Yeah, because what it is, it's like, hey, this one's these kids are growing up, like these Rangers are growing up after what 5 seasons, like they're growing up, but hey, now we got another guy, and I don't know, like I know he said that yeah, he was only under contract for Turbo, like all of Turbo, like the 60 episodes or whatever, and that was it. So because a lot of people say like yeah, he was so bad, that's why they got rid of him from In Space, like he wasn't supposed to be in Space, or he was going to, but then they didn't like him. But he said, but Blake Foster said like no, I was only under contract for like 60 episodes or however many Turbo was. So he knew he was only supposed to do that.
Is what it is.
Yeah. But I also wonder though if that's also like a let's be real. We just have to take his word for it because we don't know contract stuff. We don't see that. And for all we know, that could have been like maybe, hey, we brought this kid in. Now we'll bring in some other newer ones so then that are younger, and then the audience will have them to grow with now.
Yeah, I mean, man, that's something I think that's not surprising.
Well, especially too, like look at like Beetleborgs, you know, they kind of had that thing where it was like young kids. They were definitely, I guess, yeah, some were like, I think the older two were like teenagers
They
or
didn't
like
look it though.
preteens, but they were definitely smaller teens than the Power Rangers.
They were ridiculously smaller.
But I think with that, they were like,
The Power Rangers looked like they were about to go hang out at a nightclub, especially
bro,
in Turbo. The way they dressed in Turbo at
ooh,
the time.
bro, I used to always think that Tommy, especially Tommy from Turbo, and the dude that played Chris and Selena were like brothers or something because Tommy had that hair slick back, with all the curl and the ponytail. I'm like, look at homie trying to like be like Chris from Selena, wearing them
I
tight
know. I
shirts and
thought
them
he. I
chains and
thought for
everything.
some reason his voice was just gonna get raspy, and he was just gonna look at Zordon. I love her, Abraham, and no matter what you do, I'm gonna see her. And then like they're gonna be like, "Oh, Tommy," like it's not Abraham. It's my name is not Abraham. But they can't do that because then they would have to pay the guy more money to actually, record that, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Yeah,
AI stuff ain't nothing new. They've been doing this for years.
yeah, great.
But
Um,
yeah, so I think maybe that could have been a thing that, like, they were gonna possibly attempt. Who knows? You know?
yeah. I mean, I think that's what they were going for. They're going for something
Yeah.
to try to get a kid demographic.
But
In the movie, um, honestly, looking back, bro, the Turbo Megazord isn't terrible.
no, honestly, let's be real. Like I said, some things they did better in this movie than the 95 movie. The Megazord sequence way better.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
clearer. You see where everything fits. I know, like the whole CGI thing. Everyone looks back at the Ninja Megazord from the movie like, ugh. But hey,
Oh
bro,
yeah.
early 90s. Shut up. For its time, it was still great, and it still is great. Okay, so shut up. But
Oh dang, somebody's soapbox. Oh boy,
but
on
no,
that
bro,
dove.
this was cool though because it was almost like remember like that first Transformers when you finally see Optimus, like he's standing, but you see everything shifting in him and where it goes. This had that sort of similar effect. Like you see the cars like they're here and then they separate and get bigger and then go in here and then all that. So that part's always cool. Like that attention to detail was cool. So,
Yeah, I liked
I
it.
yeah, I thought the
Um,
Megazord, that whole Megazord sequence was cool.
yeah, the way they did it, like as if Kimberly and Jason were floating. Remember, like they captured them and they did the floating thing,
Yeah.
and they ran after them. They were playing on like Tommy's like it's a trip. They're playing on Tommy's feelings for both.
Yeah.
Where like if I'm Cat, I'm like, oh, what, you still got feelings?
Right.
But then like Jason was his guy.
Yeah.
It like them being in there. I remember as a kid, I thought was so cool.
Well, yeah, dude, that's original red and original pink.
Him wearing all black, I'm like, okay, Gold Ranger. Like,
Well, yeah, yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. Everybody knows Amy Jo Johnson is everybody like 90s kids crush, bro.
Dude, she was better looking in that than anything else.
It was that evilness, dog. That evilness brought it out. It was something about it. That way she looking at him. I remember thinking it was so cool. Like, remember when she's beating up like when she's beating up Kat and she's like, Kim, I'm your friend. And she's like, punches her. She's like, friends, I ain't got friends. And then when she said like pink is so out of date, honey, or something like that. I just remember thinking, I was like, that was so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I
I
was
thought they
just
were
like,
cool.
oh, so like I'm just like, dude, I will say this. That movie had your boy like, I'm learning things about myself right now. Diva talks.
Okay, dog, calm down.
Oh,
You mentioned
Kimberly.
her quite a bit. Like, good lord. Um, yeah, like, and then Malagor, who's basically Dark Spectre later.
What his like cousin or net like how it was like his cousin or nephew or Dark Spectre's nephew,
That
however they explained
doesn't
it.
she make a comment? Like Diva talks a comment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He just doesn't talk.
yeah. I
He's like it's interesting. Like looking back now, okay, after rewatching it, what do you think?
of Malagor.
No, just in general, the movie.
Like I said before, it's just so random. It's literally just so random. Like, okay, little Muppet dude. Okay. And then I just thought it was always weird too, like how him and Alpha are friends. How? How is Alpha friend? Like, and it always kind of like because do you remember when they had the episodes in season 2 or 3 for the setup for Masked Rider, and they had the team out and they said, "Oh, he's from Alpha's planet." But I'm like, wait, I thought Zordon created Alpha. Wait, so Alpha has a home planet now? And that stuff always confused me looking back now. I'm like, so what's the truth behind Alpha?
So hold up, Alpha, you got friends?
Well, yeah, because he's like, oh, Dax and all them, they're from the Enoi. That's Alpha's home planet. Wait, what? I thought Zordon created him. Okay, whatever. And then it's like now he got these little Muppet looking friends. So that whole thing to me was like super random. And then like, oh, now here's some chimpanzees.
It's like, well, so Alpha got friends, right? So
So
you,
Alpha
hey,
got
hold
friends.
up, hold up, y'all be getting friends off episode.
But
I can
dude,
see 5-year-old Marcus over there, big old watermelon head. Like, hey, don't act like it ain't the first time I said that.
I know it's not.
Over there, big old watermelon head, Power Ranger shirt. That's like tight on the belly. Over there, like Alpha got friends, but Zordon made you. Knowing all this stuff, like for some reason, this kid's just like on it.
But it's like, yeah, because it's like like that was his robot assistant, but like he has a so I always thought Zordon made him, but then it's like he has a home planet, but then he's friends with Lerga. Okay, whatever. So Alpha now I want some like explanation into Alpha. All right, Boom Studios, you hear that? Do an Alpha like backstory thing. We need this now.
They're like, we got other things to do. But
But I just always
I
thought it was hecka random. And then like now it's like space pirates. The thing I noticed about Power Rangers, they kind of just throw space in front of like normal stuff, like Rita Repulsa, space witch, Diva Talks, space pirate.
because that's something I think at the time we were so fascinated with.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, if we throw space in front of it, that makes it all different. Like, oh, okay.
I still
So,
think people wanted parts of like Star Wars.
always, dude. Look, like you said, look at like the Lyrians. Those are basically Ewoks, bro. They're
Well,
Ewoks,
Ewok mixed with whatever Yoda is,
sure,
because
but like,
suddenly old boy got the Force.
yeah,
Real quick, I'll say what I thought about it, and then we could talk about our friend and Larigo. Because I wasn't gonna let that go.
no, we can't.
But I thought the movie wasn't as bad. It was
Yeah,
random. It was super random, but it wasn't as like I don't know. It's just like Turbo in general. I just think it gets more hate than it probably should.
yeah.
Um, I guess that's just an older me. Thinking about it, I'll tell you right now, off top, I'd rather watch that than RPM so far. Now I
Dang.
haven't. Now I ain't went back and watched RPM, but I'm saying right now, yeah, I ain't even touching it,
I'll
bro.
put it to you like this. For whenever you do go back into RPM, jump back into it, if you ever do. So then eventually you're gonna have to. The character of Ziggy, that what they did with that, I think if they had mapped out Justin that way, that would
Mm-hmm.
have made could have made it a little better.
Yeah, we'll see. I wish that they brought Justin back later.
I think it would be interesting.
Well, like let the guy, bro. Like let the guy get some justice for Justin. You know,
Well, but then
because
also
I
too,
don't
it's
hate
like,
on
hey,
him.
he's finally the size of his suit when he morphed now. So, hey, man.
Hey, Beetleborgs is the same thing, bro.
No, I know. Which always, but Beetleborgs, their suits were more like armored, and so to me, I got more of like a Star Kid feel
Yeah,
out
but
of it.
I had the toys where you had to hit the buttons on the back to go from small to big.
Oh, those are toys like that for Beetleborgs?
Yes, and they were flip heads.
Oh,
They were flip heads, so the flip head was like them as a teenage. I don't believe it's a teenager. They look tiny
yeah, they
on
were
the
like
show,
preteens.
but like them,
Mm-hmm.
and then the legs and arms were small, and then you hit the button and they would auto morph in like a flip head into
Okay.
the Beetleborg that was normal size, like you saw in the show.
Yeah.
Think about that. They went from that to
Yeah.
big. Like I don't know. Yeah, I think that's just the concept that they were trying to go into. It's like Power Rangers was trying to corner the market,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It wasn't as terrible as people make it. Truth be told, the Zord sequence was better than the 2017 one too. But you know, maybe it's because I hate the Goldar from 2017 so bad. We're gonna have to talk about that one day. I can't stand that Goldar.
I still have very
Well, old
mixed.
boy just dripping sewage.
I have very mixed feelings on
Fun fact:
it.
Marcus cried in the movie, but
Yep. Mm-hmm. I did.
and I knew you were going to because I looked at you as soon as it happened because I was like, oh wow, why is this guy to hit him? I already knew it right away. Real quick on Largo and our friend Timmy, who shout outs to him will be in Vietnam around this time.
Yep.
By the time you guys are listening, he'll be there. We had wanted him and another friend to be on this.
We gotta try to get them on for a Ranger Day special couple weeks. Try to.
That's all on Marcus. I love the guys. They're flakes when it comes to this stuff. Is what it is. They hear it. They know where to find me. They're flaky as can be when it comes to this stuff. So that's all Marcus. Marcus gonna have to get them. I ain't even talking to him about it. Um, but first I've ever heard in my life of this. You tell me too if it was the first you ever heard. He was scared and creeped out of Largo.
I believe it.
But no, but I've never heard of that from anyone,
I mean,
even my friends at the
never,
time.
yeah, I've never heard anybody say like they were creeped out or had name, but I mean, I believe it. Think about the time when it came
Sure.
out. Like
Hey,
that's like a little creature,
sure.
huh?
I mean, sure. I guess. I mean, I'll give him this. He was like 1 years old.
Oh yeah, he's a definite like baby when that came out,
So
but
I don't know when he watched it.
yeah.
Who knows
But
when
you
he
know what?
watched it?
Largo also kind of, you know what though? Largo kind of look like Chucky a little bit. They got them eyes. They got
He
similar
looked,
eyes.
he looked harmless, bro. I don't know. It's just funny to me. I'm like, dude, come on, man. When he said that, I was like, what? Like of this little old boy sound like something else was happening. Yeah, that's right.
Ugh.
Anyways, that's Turbo. Turbo Power Rangers movie. The worst thing that came out of that is that because of that, it took like 20 years for them to ever get a chance at another movie.
Yeah.
So
It-
that you know what, there's the hate, and I can get that. I understand people on that.
yeah. Well, I think but besides the movie released in theaters, because I'm telling because when you watch Mystic Force, whenever we cover that, there's a 3-part episode called Mystic Wish, and it was marketed as a movie, and it aired on TV as a movie, like all in one. So that's kind of like a half movie.
That's a TV special.
Yeah. But it was marketed.
Back in
No,
the
but
day, they used to call that a TV special,
no,
like
but it
All in
was
the Family.
marketed. No, but it was marketed as as the movie.
Hey, sure, man, you can call it what you want, bro.
Dude, I
Okay,
have them DVD and
of
it says
course you
that
do,
on.
but you can
Does
call it what you want, bro. That's a TV special. Okay, that ain't no damn Netflix special. Ain't even a Netflix special, bro. Ain't even a Disney Channel movie. Johnny Tsunami. You look like a kid that liked the 13th year.
Here like the 13th year.
That makes sense, Dave Coulier, grown up in brown.
I legit thought like
uh,
I was upset because I missed it as a kid when it first premiered. And I'm like, and my cousin made fun of me. He's like, yeah, guess what? You're not gonna get to watch it for another 13 years. No.
wow. But it was cool. I would love to actually interview Justin.
Yeah, that would be a really interesting interview.
That would be so fun. I would love to talk to him. And truth be told, like, how was it? Like, what was the feeling? Was he a fan? I got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I actually do. And then I can't wait to like, you know, t-ball it up for you and him.
So my boy Marcus hates you. No, I don't.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you see my boy Marcus over here? He hates your ass.
He said he'll fight you. What? No, I didn't.
Yeah, he said he'd
That's
take you
something you
back
would do though.
back in the
That's
day.
something you would do.
Well, back in the day, you said it, but it's all good.
What? No, I didn't.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. But y'all the same age, right? No, actually, I'm
No.
a little older. Oh, that's cool. He said he didn't want to do elderly abuse, anyways. Now, you just so you know, if you're gonna throw down with him, he's got baby oil.
I don't know what's happening right now.
All right, my bad. I was getting too excited. That was a good one. Real quick. So it looks like Hasbro's keeping Rangers.
Yeah, I guess they are.
Yeah. Yeah, because originally what is it? It was sold to, was it E1 or it
I
was sold? Yeah.
so they were part of Hasbro's E1 like division, and then Hasbro just sold E1 to Lionsgate. So I everyone was thinking, oh, Lionsgate that also produced the 2017 movie. Oh, they got Rangers back. Cool. I guess not. Hasbro's like, nope.
Yeah, man. So I'm just curious what they're gonna do with it. Like I told you, I've heard that they're gonna re-release some items. Um
Mhm.
Cosmic Fury so start soon,
Yeah. Um,
right? End of the month? No?
I don't know because that's the thing. No one like I thought I heard it was supposed to be August, but then I
Yeah.
did see something today that said what will probably happen is on Power Ranger Day, August 28th, we'll either get like the trailer or it's just going to premiere that day on Netflix. But it's going to be like a weekly thing and it's going to go, so it'll go from like then through like October. It's only 10 episodes.
Well, let me see my calendar. Marcus has got 3 weeks basically, a little less than 3 weeks to get our friends to do Power Ranger Day. That would be episode 19.
Okay.
So, fans, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna make pictures of them as Power Rangers and let's get them on. I'm down for it. I just don't believe and trust that they'll actually do it
Yeah,
personally. You know, as all of us fans know, okay, we are a niche. We are a strong fandom though. That's loud, but like you got to be in it to be in it.
yeah,
Which is why, like, I remember originally with this podcast, I was like, I don't want to push these guys to do this if they don't want to. Like, why
yeah.
would we? Like, that makes no sense. But my man over here is like, no, more the better.
Hey, man, it's Rangers.
I mean, for sure. But I also am very big. Do it if you want to. Don't
Yeah,
if you don't want to. Like, don't feel obligated because you're my friend.
bro. I've been meaning to ask you, what'd you think
Uh,
of So for fans that were listening, remember our SPD episode? I threw you my pitch of like SPD Red Shadow graphic novel thing I want to do.
okay.
What did you think of that picture I sent you?
Let me go back. When you on what?
I sent it to you that night.
On IG or
No, on
regular?
like in a text message.
Okay. Yeah, let
I
me go
like
back.
I took the Red Ranger or not the Red Ranger, the Shadow Ranger, and inverted the colors and stuff. And
It's cool. It's very similar to some stuff I've already seen too.
yeah,
Have you seen that?
yeah,
Like people did Sky's Shadow Ranger.
yeah.
So I thought it looked cool. Um,
I don't know. I might toy around with it some more,
yeah, because
but
you've seen the ones of Sky, right?
yeah, as like the Deca, they call him the Deca Ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I
It's
think it'll
cool.
be interesting to like get that done. I think if I figure out like settle on the design for it, we'll throw it out there in the fans and see if like, hey, this is something I should pursue.
I think either way you should, but we'll put it out there
Yeah,
because why not?
yeah.
You
No,
know, and like it's one of those things where like you could almost, we're putting this on air, but like you write that for free. It's almost like one of those
yeah,
things like you do it, just show what you got, and then they can call you up to give you ideas on what to do next. And this is licensed, real, for real, for real.
yeah,
I think you should do it either way, but I think tweak it. Let me know when you're ready to post it for everybody.
for sure.
Next episodes we want to cover. Didn't we say Jungle Fury?
Yeah,
All right. I ain't done yet, but you know, I'm trying. It's
we
not
got Jungle
terrible. It's not
Fury.
it's not bad. It's not like I'm thinking it's bad. It's
Yeah,
just also like life and time, you know.
yeah. You busy?
Yeah, busy right now. If it's not, I'm not guaranteeing it's Jungle Fury next. I'm hoping it's Jungle Fury. I'm not guaranteeing it. Um, if anything, I'll just tell Marcus, hey, let's talk about this. Which isn't bad, which
No.
isn't a bad thing. Because there is like a character I would love to talk about more.
What
Um,
character is that?
uh, I'll just say it. What could have been with King Sphinx?
Oh,
Yeah, I've always thought that since I was a kid. Just a real quick, when I had the toys as a kid, he was like big boss for me sometimes
yeah.
because the way he looked, even like people like my dad, brother, remember him.
I always thought he was Goldar's brother. Like him and Goldar were related.
So that's an idea I have too to talk about that I'm ready to rock anytime as I'm still watching. Like, fans know, man, they get it. Like we all have lives,
Mm-hmm.
knocking out whole seasons, even though they're there, you have to find time,
Yeah.
even when you skim, because I'm skim
You
because I have to skim sometimes, right?
have to.
It's like, okay, all right, cool. You're making pizzas. Y'all leave the, you know, nerdy chick out by herself all the time sick. They do, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're just gonna leave you out to dry, okay? Hey, you know what? You gotta take care of this all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hopefully she getting paid more. But yeah, so those are what we might be doing coming up. You got anything else?
No, man. No.
Nah, man. Okay, cool. Perfect. Episode Sweet 16. This was fun. Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Not terrible. Could have been better. How about this Turbo Power Rangers random movie?
Yeah.
Shout out to Justin. Shout out to my boy Justin. Handle Marcus one day, dog. We out of almost said we out of the lights. We ain't out of the lights. We way past the lights. We all fit to the grid because we ranges to the grid and we out.